3. Roy Bean, Coroner. The story that everybody knows about Roy Bean, the coroner, comes from another bridge accident which happened a little earlier than this. It was a Sunday afternoon in February of 1892. A number of bridge carpenters from the Pecos project had come up to pass the day at the Jersey Lily, among them a quiet fellow named Pat O'Brien, who didn't care much for the carousing and hell-raising that was going on. Towards evening, he decided to take a walk. There were no shady lanes or pasture paths in those parts, so he started off for railroad tracks, a smile upon his face and a six-shooter in his hip pocket. Why he wanted the weapon is not clear. Maybe he was from the East. Easterners were more careful about the article of dress than the native Texans. When he got to the Mayor's Canyon Bridge, 3 miles east of Langtree, a heavy wind was blowing as usual down the draw. One gust was strong enough to take him off his feet and land him at the bottom, where the sharp rocks ended his career. Section workers and track walkers were always very careful when they crossed this bridge, but the stranger never suspected this danger until it was too late. That evening he was found and Roy was notified. He and Jim King, now Del Rio, went out to the buckboard and brought the body back and laid it out on the table in the saloon. Nobody knew the man behind his name, so they searched him for identification and, in doing so, found his six-shooter and $40. Now, said Coroner Bean, I've got to bury this poor devil, and it's hard digging in these rocks. Hereby I fine the defendant $40 for carrying concealed weapons. Turning to Jim King, he added, Don't you think that's the way to handle it, Jimmy? Jimmy thought so, and Roy had no idea he had made a historic decision. But one man told another, and pretty soon Texas was chuckling at Roy Bean's way of conducting his business. The San Antonio Express got a hold of the story of Roy's verdict, and in March passed it on to the world. Gentlemen, said Roy to the jury and onlookers, there is nothing to find out that this man came to his death. He fell on the bridge, and that's all there is about it. But there is one thing that is not so plain, and that is, what was he doing with that gun? Of course he's dead and can't explain, and that ain't the fault of the law. It's his own misfortune. Justice is justice, and law is law, and he can't offer no satisfactory explanation of the matter. I shall be obliged to fine him $40 for carrying on his person that pistol. Because a man chooses to put on a pair of wings is no reason why the great state of Texas should not have what's coming to her, all the same.